and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. I am the Clumsy Stitcher here on YouTube and over on Instagram. If you are a returning viewer, thank you very much for coming back and spending some more time with me. If you are a new viewer, a very warm welcome to you. You've picked a really good one to start with, if I'm honest with you. To everybody, I wish you a very happy holidays, whatever you've been celebrating over the last month to 6 weeks. And wishing you a very happy new year going forward into 2022. I say this is a good one for new viewers to start with because it is your typical end of the year WIP Parade and plans for 2022. So it's a good way just to see all of the projects I've got going on at the moment and everything I'm thinking about doing going forward as well. I have been loving the fact that everybody's been publishing their WIP parades. I absolutely love this time of year. So if you wanted to, I invite you to use the hashtag ParadeProgress2122, which I've just seen in Michelle Bendy's WIP Parade this morning. I'll pop it in the description box below. Basically, if you sit down with your stitching while you're watching this video, if you take a photo at the beginning and then at the very end, just so you can see what you've managed to get. I don't know how long this video will be, so if it ends up being half an hour, then maybe not too much progress, but I know that some people have been publishing 90-minute ones, and so people are able to get some really good progress on the stitching that they've been doing. I just wanted to say thank you as well for coming and sitting with me during this time. I know there is so much content out there at the moment, so thank you very much for coming to check mine out. I'm really sorry for not recording a progress update before Christmas. 2021 really came for me and my family, and some really quite shit things happened in quite a short space of time, and so it just wasn't going to work for me this month, unfortunately. I'm not going to dwell on any of that in this video, but I would like to dedicate this video to my mum. My mum is the reason I sew. You know, when I was younger and just starting to learn, she would always help me, and then once I figured out what I was doing, she would always get a good laugh when I was sat in the corner swearing at this thread that had knotted for like the 4th time. She's also incredibly crafty herself. She made the blanket, which I've shown before. I've got endless bits of crochet and knitting and all that stuff around the house. She's always encouraged me. I have her old sewing machine. I've got some of her old crochet hooks and some wool if I wanted to pick that up as well. But what I'm trying to say is she is a key enabler and I'm always very here for it. It's been a really tough month for my mum, but I just wanted to say you are amazing, you are so strong, and we are all here for you and we all love you very much. And I am so grateful that you're my mum. So moving on to the video, I have given this quite a lot of thought because I feel like there is quite a lot to go through. I need to show you my progress update from December. I want to do my WIP Parade. I want to discuss my 2022 goals with you. I have decided to do WIPGO this year as well, so I've got my WIPGO board to fill in. I think because it might be a little bit, I don't know if it's going to end up being a bit jumpy, so if I can, I'll add timestamps or chapters or whatever they're called down below or somewhere so that you can jump to the bits that you want to see. But first things first, I just wanted to give some thank yous or shout outs to a number of FLOSSTUBERS that I have watched a lot this year. I really enjoy the content that they put out. They've got amazing projects, they have fantastic values, and I just always find myself coming back to them. So I just wanted to say thank you to Michelle Bendy, Julie at Kansas City Girl in the Colorado World, Lauren at Flossabilities, Emma at Emma X Stitching, and Joe at Belushi Stitches, the Sal Queens. Thank you very much to you for helping me get Hello Pumpkin across the line this year. At Evelyn Across the Pond, Morgan at Honeybee Stitcher, Darcy Cameron, and Teresa Little Stitcher. I have really enjoyed watching all of you this year, and it's been a genuine pleasure seeing you on Flosstube. I will link everybody down below. I also want to give a very special thank you and shout out to Sian at Craftivating Creations. I messaged her at the very beginning of this year, worried about starting a Flosstube and everything that it entailed, and she was really helpful and she was really encouraging and just so lovely. And so I just wanted to say a huge thank you to Sian again for helping me get involved in this world. I also wanted to say a big thank you to Shiloh, who is at XStitchMD, because after I'd done a couple of videos, she shouted me out on her channel, and I love her videos, I love her whips, I really enjoy watching her Flosstube, and so that was really lovely for her to shout me out there. And I think I know quite a few of you came across after that, and so I am so very grateful for the, oh God, sorry, the cat's knocking over my sewing. I am so very grateful for that support that she gave. I would also like to say a big thank you to Chris, who is at Chris Cross Stitch. Like I said, this month has been really hard, and I've taken so much joy from the videos that he's been putting out. I went back and I've been watching from the beginning. He talks about people as being spirit soothers, and he has really been that for me this month, and I'm very grateful to him for that. So if you're not watching him already, I really recommend checking him out. I think his channel is absolutely fantastic, and it's just an oasis of calm, I feel. So yes, these are all the people I've been watching and loving this year. This is my first year on Flosstube. I just started in February, and I have really, really enjoyed it. I know my consistency hasn't been ideal. This year has been quite unpredictable. There's been lots of stuff going on. I got married in July. We had actually, if I go chronologically, we had a big lockdown in the UK until about May, June time. We got married in July, and it was a wedding that we'd ended up replanning about 4 times because of everything that happened. I had a big job at work that took up a lot of my time. I then had my final exams, my qualification, which I've passed now, so that's really good news. I found that out about 3 weeks ago now, so it means I'm fully qualified, which is fantastic. We've had loads of friends' weddings as well, and yeah, it's been a really interesting year. I will just say that. So I hope you're all able to reflect on 2021 with some elements of positivity. I know it hasn't fully been great, but I hope everybody can take some joy from this year, as I have with Flosstube. Now, on to the stitching. I am going to start with some 2021 stats, because I love my numbers. My notes are just down below me, so if I keep looking down, it's because I can't remember this off the top of my head. But this year, so I started 2021 with 4 works in progress. During the year, I had 19 new starts, which I didn't realise it was quite that many, 9 finishes, and so that leaves me with 14 WIPs overall, which I'll show you today. Of those 14, 2 are from 2020 and 1 is from 2019. And sorry, the cats are going mental around me, so if you hear background noise, they're just tearing up the sofas. Yeah, so it's just my dragon that is from 2019, and I'm not expecting that to be finished for a few years yet. This year has also been the first time I've ever tried fully finishing anything, and so that has been a really good experience. It was maybe a little bit more stressful than it needed to be, just because I'm a bit of a perfectionist, but I think it all worked out really well in the end, except for the plate incident, but I'm not going to mention that again. I'll put in a couple of photos of the items I finished, and then I've also got my Christmas finishes to show you, which I have shown before, but I'll show them again very quickly. So this was my little bell cushion, which was a Dimensions Gold kit, which I just finished as a little pillow. And then I've got my Looks Like Christmas, which I just finished on some mat board, so the back isn't anything special. I've actually bought something in the last month to be able to display this at Christmas, because I was going to put it on a wooden board, but I just couldn't find what I wanted. And then I found this from Sophie Crafts in the UK. I'll pop a link below. So it's just been sitting on an easel on the top of some shelves with our other Christmassy stuff. So it fits in really well there. I'm really, really chuffed with that. Actually, this moves you quite nicely into my end of November, December progress update, because I fully finished 3 more items. Unfortunately, I don't have them with me because they were all Christmas presents, but I have got some photos and videos, so I'll just add them in as I'm talking about them so you can see what I did. The first one is a little Santa. This was for my auntie, and it's one of a set of 4 patterns from Doreen Jones called Delivering Presents. So there was Santa, I think there's a reindeer, penguin, and a polar bear as well. But I just finished this on 18 count white Aida with, it was mostly called for DMC. I was trying to stitch from stash, so any substitutions I've made were still the same colour. And so I'll put in a quick video now of how that was finished. I just finished it into a little pillow, and then silly me thought I had ribbon in the house, but I have no idea where it's gone. And so I just sewed a little hanger from some scrap fabric that I had and just attached that across the back. So I think maybe it was a little clumsy, but I'm still really pleased with how it looks, and it's just so cute and tiny. It was really, really sweet. So yeah, I'm really, really chuffed with how that turned out. The next finish was another design from Jeween Jones, and again it was another one of a set of 4. I think the pattern was called Christmas Robins, and I finished this for my gran. I stitched it on a 28 count mushroom lugana in the actually I think I changed a lot of the colours on this one, but it was because I was stitching from stash, and I'd made a couple of changes to the design because the leaves were all oh my goodness, I can't talk. The leaves were all turquoise, but I wanted them to be more of a foresty green theme, and so I just changed the greens. The robin was also supposed to be hanging a bauble, but I just made his little red breast a bit bigger. I was so chuffed with how this one turned out. I thought it looked absolutely gorgeous. And I just finished it with, I'll put a video in again of how I finished it, and I just finished it with some tartan on the back. So yeah, I was really, really chuffed with those two. The last finish I had is very special to me. This was my first Mill Hill kit, first time stitching with beads, first time on perforated paper, so lots of things to learn, and I really, really love doing this. I think this is the Golden Snowflake from the Antiques collection, I think it's called. I'll link it down below. I did this one for my parents, and I absolutely loved doing it. It didn't take me as long as I thought it would at all. And it was just really, really nice. And so now it's hanging on my parents' tree next to the first cross stitch I ever did. So that's quite nice to me when I had the photo of them together. So yeah, that was really, really lovely. But that is everything for my fully finished items for the year and for the last month. The only other item I have to show you from December that isn't kind of like a progress update is another Advent Animal that I finished. So I am stitching the Advent Animal series from Brooks Books. I've stitched, including this one, I've stitched 7 of them so far out of the 24. And this is the latest one. Oh, let me just put something behind him. This is Pierre Penguin. He's stitched on a 32 count falling snow linen, or is it even weave, from Lakeside Needlecraft with all the called for DMC. It was quite nice. All this white was just quite mindless stitching, so that was quite nice. These actually stitch up so quickly, and I am looking forward to getting a lot more of them done this year, or 2022. Actually, that leads me quite nicely on to talking about my goal from 2020 into 2021, and then plans for 2022. So I started 2021 with 4 completed. I'll pop in a quick picture. And then my 2020 goal for 2021 was to stitch 6 more. So I didn't reach that goal. It's not really a problem, but I did get 3 more done, which is quite good. So I had Hattie Cashmere Camel, and then Pierre Penguin. And so I would like to get a few more of these done going into 2022. I think they do stitch up really quickly, and so I was thinking about maybe doing 1 a month, because that will get me like quite far ahead. That will get me to what, 19? But everything's quite unpredictable at the moment, so I don't want to commit to that maybe. But maybe, you know what, if I push myself, maybe I'll try and go for that 1 a month. That'd be, or one every 2 months. Because I would really like to get this series done and fully finished. So if I don't push myself, it's not going to happen. We'll go for 1 a month, and I'll see how I get on. My other goal from 2020 was just to decide on how to do the numbers, because before I hadn't actually finished any of I wasn't sure how I wanted to do the numbers, and so none of them had numbers. But now I've decided, so this is it's DMC 816 with red Krynic over the top. I can never remember it off the top of my head. It is very fine number 4 braid in the colour 00311M. And it's just this kind of red sparkle. And I really love it. I think it works so well on these patterns. So that is all my finishes from November, December. I was able to get a fair amount of stitching done, really. I think I really did push myself with those Christmas decorations, though, because I really wanted to gift them. And then I got ill, and so in between sleeping and I was just in bed stitching a fair amount when I could. So that's why I picked Pierre Penguin up in the first place, was because he's small and he's not complicated, and I don't need all of my like paraphernalia basically. So he was quite a good one to work on. But that is everything from November and December. So I'm now going to go into the WIP Parade. As part of this, I am going to roll everything into one and show progress from the last 6 weeks, discussion of any 2020 goals where relevant, discussion of my 2022 goals, and WIPGO all in one as I go through each project. So before we get into the WIP Parade, let me just explain very briefly about WIPGO if you haven't heard about it. This is the brainchild of Jessie Marie at Jessie Marie Does Stuff. Thank you so much to Jessie Marie for coming up with this and hosting it again this year. I will link her video below with the full explanation of what it is, because I'm just going to give it a very cursory chat before we get into it. I'm not doing the full WIPGO because I don't have Facebook, so I'm not doing any of the challenges or WIPGO weekends or anything like that. I am just doing the core of WIPGO, which is the WIPGO board. So basically what you do is you set up a bingo board with like 5x5 table, and in each box you put in a goal for the projects that you're currently working on. It could be the same project across the whole board. It could be every single one's a different one. It could be that you have a new start. Like the goals could be anything. I've seen people do number of stitches, number of days, number of hours. It's as flexible as you want it to be. It's your goals. It's your WIPGO board. Jessie Marie then, and so you've numbered all the boxes from 1 to 25, and Jessie Marie then calls the numbers at the end of each month for the following month. And so it kind of means that for a given month, you have a certain goal to work towards. The goals themselves are annual, so you could complete a goal on your WIPGO board at any point in the year, but it isn't until Jessie Marie calls the number that you can tick it off the board. So there's like 4 different categories. There's not called and not finished. There's called and not finished, finished and not called, and finished and called, basically. Jessie Marie will explain this better in her video if you wanted to go into more detail. But I thought we could go through and fill in my WIPGO board together. First things first, I wanted to show you the only other bit of haul I've got this month. It's not really stitchy explicit, but I've been using it for all of my projects. I finally got myself a little WIP basket. So I just got this from Home Sense. It's really simple. I just thought it looked really nice, and it fits all of my projects really well. So I'm so chuffed with that, because they've just been piled up on a chair basically for the last year, and the pile has been slowly growing as I've got more and more starts. And so it's just been really good to have everything in one place. It makes it a lot easier when I'm moving from room to room working on different things. So I'll put that down. Actually, that's just reminded me something else I've branched into a little bit this year was been making my own project bags, like this one for example, and these ones. So as I go through, I'll show you the project bags as well that I've finished, because I'm really, really tough with them. And a big thank you to Liz at Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch again for her amazing tutorial. I'll link it down below again, because it's been really, really fantastic. It's made everything seem so simple, and it's helped me make, I don't know, like 8 project bags. So really, really appreciate all the work she did in putting that out for us. I am going to do this WIP Parade in chronological order, which means my first project is my Margarita Dragon. It's housed in this bag by Patchwork Paw Prints, I just got it off Etsy. Absolutely love the fabric. It was the first project bag I bought, and it's just such good quality. Would really recommend their shop. This is what it will look like when it's finished. I started this one before I was tracking anything, and I think before I started my Instagram actually. So the only date I have for this one is February 2019. I started it at some point then. So it's fast approaching its 3rd birthday. Yes, I don't know why I got confused by that yet. It's approaching its 3rd birthday. Let me check my numbers. So I started this year with 19,964 stitches out of 114,450, which was 17.4%. I'll put in a picture actually of where I started. I think that would be quite nice. My 2020 goal was to complete 34,335 stitches, which would get me up to 30%. My current progress is 30,331, which is 26.5. So haven't met it, but I'm not worried about it because I don't think I expected to have 19 new starts this year. I don't think I expected to get quite so caught up in the stitchy world. So I will put a picture as well of where I was last month, because I have worked on this quite a lot this month, because I've discovered a new technique which I absolutely love, and this is thanks to Karen at the Needlebug. She's got her own YouTube channel, and she's posted a few videos about diagonal parking, and I'd never really understood it. I'd never really, because on this piece I used to park block by block, and I never really understood the whole diagonal element, but I gave it a go and I just absolutely fell in love with it. And so I started doing diagonal parking, which means I've been able to fill in all of this bit here. It's so, for me personally, it's so much more satisfying than cross country, because I can see actual progress and I can see where this is on the picture. So this is that claw up here. It means I'm not missing any stitches out either, which is always a bonus. But I've finished 3 lines across. So I just started on this wing bit here, and then I've just done 2 more. So I'm going in 10 by 10 diagonal lines, and this is something that I absolutely love Pattern Keeper for, because if I didn't have Pattern Keeper, I would be having to draw diagonal lines on the paper pattern, and there's like, I don't know, 40 pages. But Pattern Keeper, you're able to just click a button and it puts it all in for you, and then you can change the direction of the diagonal, so you can see what, like, you can change the angle, whether you want the diagonal going this way or this way. And so I just kind of saw where the trend of stitches was going, and it just so happened that there was more going in this diagonal, if this makes sense. And so I just did it this way, but I was able to play around with it so much. It's been so fantastic. I cannot recommend Pattern Keeper enough. So my 2021 goal is to get another 21,171 stitches, which would get me to 45% at the end of the year, at the end of 2022. So I keep throwing years out and I'm getting lost myself now. So I've just got these 3 needle minders, are all from Pain Free Crafts as well, who charted this. The artist is Stanley Morrison, but it's charted by Pain Free Crafts. And then I've just got a Rivendell needle minder. I've got the picture itself. I really love having the picture of the dragon on the piece, because it's just, again, it's just a reference. It's like, this is what it's going to turn into. And then this just, I bought the kit, so this just came with the kit. So it's stitched on 18 count Ada with all the called for DMC, because I just got the full kit. So I'll just come in a little bit. So there are still loads of threads, because it's just so confetti heavy. There are still loads of threads. Yeah, I've been enjoying stitching on this so much. And so because I want to get 21,000 stitches done, it's more or less 1,700 stitches a month. And so on my WIPGO board, I have decided that the entire top row, the entire 5 across the top, are going to be to get 2,000 stitches a month, which I've not been able to achieve yet, but watching a lot of people do their full coverage and doing their monthly updates, they're seeming to get thousands of stitches in. So I'm just hoping if I make this a focus piece because of WIPGO, then I should be able to get my 2,000 stitches in. But we'll see how it all goes. My next WIP is Winter Wonderland, which I started on the 1st of November 2020. My progress coming in was I had the top 3 blocks done and the lacy bit across the middle. And my goal for 2021 was to get it completely finished. And I had been hoping to get that done in December, but then decided to make 3 Christmas presents and then I got ill. So it just wasn't going to happen. It turns out the block I actually moved on to as well was incredibly stitchy dense and I didn't realise. But I'll show you a quick picture of where it was last time I showed it on my channel. And then this is where it is today. So I've just been working in the bottom right hand corner. So I'll just focus on that a little bit more. So if you can see obviously all the the lace effect of the stitching. So it's lots of weird, I can get into a rhythm with it, but there is a fair amount of counting. But still, I still really want to get this done. And so it is, this one is to get, the goal for this one for 2021 is to get it completely finished and framed so that I can hang it up for next Christmas, because I really do want this ready. I still absolutely love it. I think it's still absolutely gorgeous. Just haven't been making it a focus because I've got to keep getting distracted. So that's going to go on my WIPGO board as a finish. I'm just putting things away as I'm going, otherwise I'm going to end up in a nightmare at the end. Oh, and I forgot to show you this. So this is a project bag I made myself. This is my favourite one I've made all year, I think. I just love the pattern. This cat is desperate to have this tree. The next project I have is Pavan for These Times by Long Dog Samplers. So again, I'll put in a picture at the end. I started this was my New Year, New Start, so I started this on the 31st of December 2020. Bear with me. And just like that, the cat is gone. She keeps playing with the tree and it's just a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, I'll put in a picture of the progress I had at the start of the year. So I think I had 445 stitches done, which was 2.1%. And my goal, again, maybe a bit overreaching, but I had hoped to get a finish on this one. It is 21,000 stitches total. So it would have been a bit of a stretch, and I hadn't planned on starting so many projects. So this is my current progress. So this is 3,665 stitches, which is 17.45%. I am stitching this on 32 count opalescent flecked snow by Zweigart with DMC 820, which I absolutely love. It is a bit brighter, I think, than it's probably showing up in the video. The goal for this one is still to finish it this year. And I've not got it on my WIPGO board because I'm going to have it as my 25/7 piece. So this is something I've heard of from other Flosstubers, where you work on a piece for either you get 25 stitches in every day, or you work on it for 25 minutes every day, and eventually it all just comes together. Because I really wanted to finish this year, just because I think, because 2020 was such a turbulent time for everybody, and it was kind of a message that things will get better. And then I haven't worked on it, but I suppose that's worked out quite well because 2021 hasn't really gotten that much better. So I would really, really love to get this done and hanging up now. Just as a reminder to myself, I think, more than anything. So this was in a project bag again I made myself with nice little cats on, which I also really love. Next project is this is specifically my Christmas bag, so I've got quite a few, I haven't made project bags for every project, so I've got my Advent animals in here, and I also have my next project, which is Merry and Bright by Cottage Garden Samplings. Oh, I am so gutted I didn't sign up for A Year in the Woods, because I now can't. I've been seeing everyone's fox being stitched up, and I am so obsessed with him that I'm just so upset that I didn't get it. I was on the fence and I was like, no, it's near Christmas, come on, don't spend any money. And now I'm just like, oh, you fool. So, and then now Cottage Garden Samplings, they've released the swans as well. And so now, do I just sign up for the whole year? It's just, and then I'm trying to figure out all these project goals and all this stuff. Anyway, I am off on a tangent. So this is Merry and Bright. I started this on 13th of January, 2021. I'd seen it on a couple of people's floss tubes and I just fell in love with it. I think it's so lovely. I love this bird. I love the vines. What I didn't realise was how big it was until someone showed it on Flosstube. And so I decided to stitch this 1/1 on 32 count. So mine is a bit tinier. I can't remember how I have worked on this very, very briefly this month. But this is where I'm at. So this is a vintage Stormy Grey Zygot linen. Let me see if I can just put something behind it actually, because it's quite floppy. There we go, that's a bit better. So there's my teeny tiny stitches. I love stitching this 1/1. I think it looks so nice. I am so pleased I decided to do it, although it is obviously quite small. But I'm so pleased. And so I've still got quite a lot to do, and I've only just worked on it I started it in the beginning of the year, and then I only just worked on it in the last couple of weeks. But my goal for the year is to get this vine done, down to the jar. I think that would look quite nice, but it isn't on my WIPGO board. It's just that's just something I want to do at some point. My next project is a project from Terra Stitch on Etsy. It's not got a proper name. It's got quite a long name, so I'm just calling this one the Boho Cross Stitch. I started this on 15th of March 2021. I haven't got a percentage for this one because in Pattern Keeper it uploads every single stitch, including the background. So all I can tell you is I've got 2,000 stitches left, basically. So this one is on my WIPGO board as a finish. I'm stitching this on 40 count antique white Newcastle linen with the called for DMC 1/1. 1/2. I'm not quite there yet with the 1/1 on 40 count. But that's that one. Again, this is just in that one because I haven't got a project bag for every project. My next project is one of the Caterpillar cross stitch trees. I'm stitching all 4 of these. And I've got 2 completed now. I've got Hello Deer and Hello Pumpkin finished. Hello Pumpkin I just finished this year. And then this is Hello Petal. Just trying to, there we go, that's a bit better. So I'm really looking forward to getting all 4 of these trees done. This is on my WIPGO board in 2 separate boxes. One is to get the right hand side of the tree done, the other is to get the left hand side of the tree done. This is on a 28 count even weave with the called for flosses. I just got this as a kit from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And I've just changed the colour of the sheep in the bottom left hand corner there. I've just changed the face to white instead of the creamy brown colour. And this one is in one of my project bags as well. So I made this with Hello Pumpkin in mind, hence the kind of autumnal theme. But I love the colours in this fabric. My next one was my monogamy start. It is a dimensions kit, so we've got lots of blended threads, lots of backstitch, and lots of work to do before it's anywhere near finished. This is Cabin Fever. So I've got the Aurora cabin hanging up at the moment, and I just really want to have this as a companion piece, either to display together or to have one in like spring, summer, and one in autumn, winter. But I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's just quite intense stitching, so if you're quite tired, it's not really great. This is how far I am. Ooh. So I've just got the cabin done, or 2/3 of the cabin done. This is on my WIPGO board with 2 spaces as well. In total, I want to get a half a page. So the pattern comes with 2 pages, and I just want to get half a page done, so a quarter of the overall pattern. And so because of the intensity of the stitching with all the different, like there's so many colour changes, and then it's all blended threads, and then it's half crosses, full cross, all of these different kinds of stitches, I've decided to just have 1/8 of a page. In all honesty, I'm not in a massive rush to get this one finished. I love them, and I know it will hang up eventually, but I'm not in it. Like with my dragon, I feel like I'm in a bit more of a rush. So I don't want to force myself to stitch on this one if I'm just going to hate the process. So we'll see how it goes this year. This one is in another homemade project bag. So yeah, so I started Cabin Fever on the 1st of May 2021, and it came full dimensions kit, so kit Ada, kit floss. My next project is Cozy Cafe by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This has been a mystery stitch along all year, and I was planning on catching up and keeping up, and then just haven't really. So this is on my WIPGO board, as I would like a finish this year on this one. I've currently got, so it's no longer, it's all, the pattern has now been fully released, so there's no more surprises. I've currently got 3 cups done. This is stitched on a 32 count Cafe au lait pattern by Even Weave by Fabric Flair. And so on my WIPGO board, I've got 3 entries for this one, and each entry is to get 3 cups done, because then that will finish all the cups, and then it's just the border. So if I do the border as I'm going around, then by the time I finish my last square on the WIPGO board, I'll have finished the whole thing, if that makes sense. But it also means I can just do the cups if I want to just do the cups. Because I love it. I think the colours are so sweet. I think, do you know what it is? I think I'd went off my fabric a little bit, and I wasn't convinced that I liked the look of it on the fabric. I don't know why. I think I'm just overthinking it. I think I've seen other people stitch it on different fabric, and I preferred it, and so in my head I was like, well, what's the point in doing mine? But I still like the look of it. I just getting a bit of I don't know, what's it called when you just keep comparing yourself to others. Not a positive thing anyway. But that's that one. This is housed in a project bag I got from the Tiny Sewing Company on Etsy. Where you choose the fabric you want, and then they give you the option of fabric, and then they make it for you. And again, really good quality. Love the design. I love this fabric. I think it's stunning, and it's quilted as well. So yeah, really chuffed with that. The next project I started was the 4th Caterpillar cross stitch tree. Again, this was a mystery stitch along that I didn't catch up with, and so it's no longer a mystery. I started this on 3rd of June 2021. And I did the first part, and then that was it. I can't even remember what else. Oh no, it was right. Yeah, it was because it was our wedding, and then work got really busy, and so I just couldn't keep up with it. So that's a big dent there where it's been folded. So that's how far we got. So yeah, no longer a mystery. This is on my WIPGO board as well. To have it's similar. Actually, it's the same as Hello Petal. It's to get the right side of the tree done, and then the left side of the tree done. And then I'll have all 4 done, and I can fully finish them. I keep changing my mind on how I'm going to fully finish them as well, so it'll give me time to actually make a decision. But I don't think of time as the thing I need when I'm making a decision. This is stitched on a 28 count even weave with all the called for flosses. I just got it as a kit from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. They are now selling all 4 of the trees as a bundle, I think, so you can still join in with all of that. So that's Hello Sunshine. And this one is just in the same bag as my Hello Petal. Right, my next project is the one I started on mine and my husband's little honeymoon that we had. Just holding all the linen, there we go. This is Lincoln Zelda. It's stitched on a 32 count glacier linen by Chromatic Alchemy. And this is on my WIPGO board as well because I want to finish on this one this year. So I've got 2 spots for this one as well. One is to finish Zelda, one is to finish Link. And then there's writing underneath as well. So I'll just finish that once I've got the characters done. Ideally, I want to get this finished by 3rd of July because that's our anniversary. So if it doesn't come up on the WIPGO board, I'm just going to have to get it done. And then I can just like tick it off. And then when it's called, it'll be already completed. Sorry, I keep warping the fabric a little bit. There we go. So yeah, looking forward to get that one done. So this is just in my Tiny Sewing Company bag again. My next project is my birthday start. This is Visit the Shire by Country Magic Stitch. And it's just stitched on 18 count white Aida with the called for DMC. My current progress is 2,841 stitches, which is 12.61%. So it's lots of sky. The sun has just come out, so it's got a lot brighter very quickly. I haven't really decided on a goal for this one for 2021. I'm not really in a big rush to finish it, so if it has to get kind of demoted so I can get other stuff finished, then that's fine by me. It's quite good for like big block stitching, so I'm sure I'll be able to get some progress done in like the car or when I'm tired. But that's how far I am on that one. And this is in my Lord of the Rings bag. Big fan of that one. My next project is part of the Perennial Pinwheel series by Hands On Design. So it's just these 3 up here. And I started on the biggest one first. I'm stitching this on a 32 count Cumulitis by Chromatic Alchemy. And my goal for this one is a finish in 2021. So it is on my WIPGO board as a finish. It is in this project bag with chickens on. I love this one as well. I don't know why I keep saying that. I love all of them, obviously. My next one has brought a significant amount of joy into my life over the last couple of months. Oh, I forgot to say, I started Perennial Pinwheels on the 22nd of September 2021. So this project is my Cirque de Carreau by Ink Circles. I started this on the 28th of September 2021, and this is the one where I took ages to decide my threads and fabric because I wanted it to be lots of lovely colours, but then I wanted a theme. It was just taking me ages, and I finally settled on the theme of the different bending styles in Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I got to here. So this is themed after Earth, and I'm using all sulky threads because I'm going to complete the full set of 4. So I'm using sulky in, I can never remember what colour, 4090. So my current progress is 920 stitches, which is 5.5%. I really want to get to 50% this year on this one at least, which is another 7,378 stitches. So significant number of stitches, but I love working on this one. So I want to make it a bit of a focus. It's got 2 spots on my WIPGO board as having, I think it's reached 25% and then reached 50%. So they're significant goals to reach in a month, but I am treating it as annual goals, so I'm hoping I can get 7,000 done over the course of the whole year. But because I'm doing all 4, I really want to make headway. I really want to get these displayed, basically, and so yeah, I just want to get it done. And then this is just in another project bag, bit of a clashy one. And then my last project, number 14, Russell, is Tequila by Stitchrovia, which I started on 19th of October 2021. It's stitched on 18 count black Ada with the called for DMC, and somebody pointed out to me it wasn't a great time to stop on this one, so I apologise. But I do love the colours against the Ada. My goal for this one this year is to reach 25%. I'm currently at 4.81. So I've got 350 stitches in. Ignore this bit at the top. This was just me checking coverage with 2 strands versus, so this is 3 strands. So it's 3 over 1. So it's 350 stitches, and I need to stitch another 1,500 to reach 25%, which hopefully should be doable. There's lots of different elements in this one. There's lots of words, and then there's like little motifs as well. So that is all of my projects. I am very happy to say I still absolutely love all of them, and so can't wait to get back to stitching on them all, which is always quite reassuring, I think, when you're looking at your WIPs. Because you start, some of them you start quite impulsively, and so it's good to know that you still enjoy them. I will also just display my WIPGO board, my final WIPGO board, very quickly. I know I've said I want a lot of finishes, or I want a lot of stitches, or a lot of progress on a lot of them, but I think I am looking at the WIPGO goals being annual, except on my Margarita Dragon. I am also the kind of person where if I don't try and stretch myself and push myself to reach a goal, then I procrastinate and I don't get as much done. So at least if I set these, because if I don't reach them, it doesn't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a hobby and I want to get them done because I want to display them. It's not that I need to get them done for any particular reason. So if I set myself quite challenging goals, then I'll be pushed to do more on them, in my head anyway. And so it means I'll get more progress than if I had just set, so if, for example, if I set 2,000 stitches a month and I only reach 1,500, I know if I'd set it at 1,500, I might not have reached 1,500, I might have just reached 1,000 because like in a bargaining, I don't know. That's just how my brain works sometimes. So I think, I know some of the goals are quite challenging, but at least it will push me to really go for them. And because I do want to make a lot of progress, and I do want to get a few finishes this year that aren't, like, I think I had, what did I say, 9 finishes in total with all of my Christmas decorations, and I think all of them, I think 6 of them were Christmas. So I would like to get a lot more progress on these all now. I'll also show you my updated WIPGO board for the numbers that Jessie Marie called in a couple of days ago. So it was number 2 and number 19, which means I'm aiming to do 2,000 stitches on Margarita Dragon and finishing, I can't remember which way around it is, either Link or Zelda by the end of January. So we'll see how that goes. I will update you. Hopefully at the end of January I'll be able to update you and let you know what's going on. But that is all my progress for December, all of my WIPs, my WIPGO board. I think that's everything project-wise I have to show you. The only thing left now, and it will be very brief, is I just want to show you a couple of things I got for Christmas, which are stitching related. So first things first, Santa got me a variegated DMC. I've seen this on Crisscross Stitches Flosstube, and oh God, I can't. How do you show skeins of floss? So I love it. It goes from like a red to a white to a green. So I'm excited to find a little pattern I can stitch up with that one. My sister then got me a pattern from Etsy that I completely fell in love with and nearly bought every day during the entire month of December. And that is Christmas Morning by Samplers and Stitches on Etsy. The thing is, I don't understand, this really isn't my style of stitching, and I just am obsessed with it. I cannot wait to start this. I can't decide what fabric I want to do it on. If I want to do, because it's on Vintage Country Mocha, and I don't know if I want to stitch it on that or if I want to find a bright coloured one, but then the house, and just a big dilemma. So I'll have to start that one at some point. And then I got this from my parents, from Tilly and the Buttons, who is a clothes pattern designer in the UK. This book is for beginner sewists, so it's got 5 beginner patterns, and then with all of the kind of variations that you can do. I've been thinking about making my own clothes for a while now, and I just haven't taken the plunge, and so I was thinking if I got this book, then at least I've got a good kind of reference point when I get stuck. I do also have another book as well, so between the 2 of them, I'm hoping I'll be able to make some clothes this year. And then just as like little things to go with that, I just got some tracing paper and some pins. But then Tilly and the Buttons sent it with this postcard, which I just thought was true for probably everybody watching this video. But that is everything I have to show for you this month or year or video, whatever. With everything that has been going on kind of in my life and your lives and globally, I just wanted to say an enormous thank you for supporting my channel and sticking with me and watching my videos and commenting and everything that you do. I know I'm not the best at being proactive on social media, replying to any comments that you've left, and I really apologise for that, and I am really trying to get better. I want to make it more of a focus this year because I really do appreciate it. I am truly grateful for all of the support that you've given both on my Instagram and here on YouTube. I've really enjoyed getting involved more in this community and learning a new hobby, like with editing videos and everything like that as well. I hope that you all get some rest going into 2022. I think everybody deserves it at the moment. And there is really nothing left for me to say except Happy New Year. Here's to 2022. Bye.